All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the North Tonawanda City School District Live Update. I am Mr. Wojtyla, and today is July 8th. We have some things happening, so I thought it would be a good time to get on and do an update for you. So, big thing is today, Governor Cuomo talked a little bit about a plan on how schools can reopen or what we might do to reopen. So, it looks like the guidance document from the state, which will basically be the form that we have to fill out for how we plan to open schools, will be out July 13th. So, once school districts get a hold of that, we'll know what we have to put into each compartment. That then goes up to the state level for review, and he said that he'll be looking at it regionally. So Western New York would have a plan, the Albany area would have a plan, New York City is going to have a different plan. So we are starting tomorrow as the ON, Orleans Niagara BOCES superintendents, talking about what that might look like in Orleans BOCES. Then we'll confer with Erie BOCES, which is our Williamsville and all those districts out that way, Clarence and Hamburg. And there'll be a Western New York plan. The city, which might include Buffalo and Rochester and New York City, is looking at a hybrid model where they're going to have half the students in the school at a time. So 2 or 3 days of school, 1 week, and then rotate and do that the other way. So we're not sure what Western New York will do, but we have a number of options that we've been tossing around. Option number one is school as we know it, so everyone comes to school, probably with masks and some sanitation and making sure everyone's safe. The hybrid approach, which is half the students at half the time coming in, online learning the other piece to continue. Or if the numbers spike like we're seeing in other states, the governor has also said that he may not even give us the directive that students can come back to school. And he said he'll make that decision on August 1st, knowing that he's going to be looking at the numbers every week. And if before Labor Day, which is September 7th, and we know a lot can change in a month, he could pull that approval to start school. So we have 2 or 3 plans that we're developing. Our plan here in North Tonawanda is sometime after July 15th, which means we'll have time to digest the forms and the guidance that are coming out on the 13th. Our committees will start here in district. The plan has to be submitted by no later than July 30th, but we'll hope to get ours in sooner. And then we just wait and see where our numbers are with COVID-19 as far as if he allows schools to even open or not. But we'll have 2 or 3 plans going forward. As part of that, we did a thought exchange. We started a week or so ago, and it ends next week on the 10th, coming up in a couple days. And we've got a lot of responses on that. But I just ask you, if you were in the thought exchange through the webpage, you can get to it, or the Facebook link. You go back in, because the way that works is you rate the thoughts that you're seeing other people doing, and it gives us as committee members here in the district, as well as board members and administrators, what the top concerns were, and it was based on distance learning. So once we see that, we will look at the data that we have, and then if we have to come up with a plan for safety and what we need to do to make sure the schools and the kids are safe when they're in school, for the staff as well, we'll add that. So we have those are sort of big issues, and I know it's only been a week or 2 since graduation here, and that was a big chunk to get out, but we're very proud of all our 2020 graduates. But going forward, it's going to be how do we reopen and move forward in that aspect. So we can start doing that, so the updates will give you more and more. Next Wednesday will be another update, and that update will take us to what's going to happen in the near future. So we'll keep you posted. But just remember, the governor's in charge of that, and we don't have any say on how that might look or shake out. So, but we'll have a plan either way. The other piece is that there was a lot of sort of good and bad publicity that came out of a fight here in North Tonawanda on last Wednesday. And the North Tonawanda City School District is working on developing how that will go forward, and The police are working with us to sort of keep us the names and everything. The school district very often applies discipline as well, so we'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks. But we want to shift the focus to the good, which was Simon and Anthony, who were the two boys who stepped up to stop that fight, and we're very proud of them for doing the right thing and seeing something and doing something. And we'll be looking to get them at a board meeting soon to recognize them as well. So it's been a lot out there about that, and because of privacy and everything else, we're not going to be able to put videos on our webpage or talk about specific discipline, but I just wanted to let you know that we're on it. We're working with the police, and we will be following up in the next couple of weeks with each of those families. So that's going on as well. We are sort of in the midst of a heat wave here, so I was contacted by the fire department about what rooms or area or space we have if people needed to find respite. So they'll be using the fire halls and possibly a couple of rooms here that have AC, so long as we still maintain power. So those are some things that we're working on this summer. Big thing is how we're going to reopen and what that plan looks like. And I'm going to look at some questions now. Working parents cannot manage online learning and full-time jobs. I agree with that, so I'm sure that weighs heavy on the governor's decision as well. We're hoping and ready to open in September. Kids thrive on structure and need to go back. This online stuff doesn't work for the kids. Thank you for the live videos. Wish my kids' school would do these instead of long emails. Keep the bullies on of our school. I think that's supposed to be out of our schools. So I think everybody works towards that and try to do that. So we do spend a lot of time on that as a curriculum with our counselors and our social workers. And while I can't get into the specifics of what happened and who was where, it's just good to know that not every student involved was from North Tonawanda. So hopefully we can turn the page here in North Tonawanda to more positive things coming in the future. So exactly, it wasn't a fight, it was an attack. So Doreen is correct. So we'll work on that. We'll work with the police. They're putting out their press release. School district most likely will not put out a press release, but we will deal with them individually, as is the plan. Let's see. My son has an IEP, and it's difficult for him doing remote learning. So sports are on hold. We got to get school open first, and if the school plan is 50% or professional sports aren't going to have fans, school sports will probably follow suit with that. But that'll also be a ruling. It's not going to be by district; it'll be an area. Yeah, so no practice is being scheduled for football. Also, thank you for recognizing me. Yes, I believe I said Simon and Anthony were the two boys. So thank you for that. Anything new about the pre-K program, the waitlisted kids providing schools open? So yes, we're working on developing how to add more sections to pre-K. We're working with the provider of that program, which is Carousel Academy. And again, where the space is, how we can do that. Would it be on-site? Would it be off-site? But we are working on what we might be able to do to expand pre-K with that for September if we open school. Will virtual learning with teachers be an option if schools open? Some parents are not comfortable. Yeah, so that's the other end of the coin. Is it going to be a choice or not? So the best bet for that, which won't make everyone happy, is that plan that a lot of the bigger cities are putting into place, which is the 50-50, 3 days in school, 2 days out. And that does not always help people because of work schedules and all that piece, and structure as well for kids if they're not coming in every day. But if the teachers are in and they have classes in front of them, there won't probably be a virtual option. So it's going to be at your discretion. It's always your discretion if the students, if you feel your students are safe to come to school or not. So sadly, it sounds like right now, but who knows, because things change in this crazy world every day, that if you're not sending your students to school, it would be a homeschool option, which means you're the instructor. So best bet is to keep him enrolled. Hope we get back to school at full speed ahead. And then if he does restrict us to 50% or close us, you can at least access the online learning that we're going to be doing in school. But there will be some guidance on that too for parents, because we have a lot of students who have health issues as well that doctors probably won't let them come to school, because there's just no way, even though we have every precaution in place that they would be telling us to put in place, there's no way to guarantee that the virus isn't around at some aspect. You're taking that chance if you go to Walmart or Kohl's or anything that's opening up now as well too. So until there's a vaccine, and that's also very controversial if people will let their kids take that, this is kind of the new normal. So people are going to have to make some hard decisions. Let's see. How can we return school library books? I just found 2 more. So throughout the summer, there is hit and miss clerical and principals in the building throughout the summer. So your best bet would just be keep them in your car when you're driving by. See if you ring the bell if they're there that day. Sadly, they're not in every day, but they would be back closer in August. Most staff sort of take their time at the beginning of July, and then they'll be back in the end of July and August. So if you really want to get rid of them, you can drop them off at the administration building. Tell us what school they go to, and we'll send them back there. I'm sorry, but I missed this. What's going on with kindergarten? So that's been a feed for all the school districts, talking about how we're going to do kindergarten screening going forward. Some are talking about doing it when school opens, not doing it in August. But if the numbers stay low, we might look to do a couple of days in August. Sorry, my dog's walking through here. It's playtime, I guess, for him. Is there a remote? Well, if there is remote, will teachers be consistent in there? Yeah, so we're working on, we just had a meeting today on that, about what the platform will be, how we'll go forward with the platform, so that everyone's using pretty much the same thing. The one change will be there'll be a 4th, 5th grade shift. So K4 would use one platform, and then 5 through 6 will use another. We're also looking on getting devices ready for the K12, not just 7-12. So we're working on that as well. Yeah, but the platform and the devices will be streamlined. So if you're in a K4 program, you'll use one and get used to that, and then we'll work with the kids to get them ready for 5 through 12 to use the Schoology program that will be what they use for the rest of their time here in North Tonawanda. So a lot of changes if we do go that, as far as office hours and times that people would be required to teach and what they would follow. So a lot of guidance coming out as we get it approved by the state, which will be end of the month, early August, and then we'll have some definites for you guys in August, I'm hoping. So so stay safe, stay out of the heat if you can. We wait for the nice weather all summer, and then it gets too hot and we have to stay indoors again. So but be safe, and I will be back next week with another live update, and hopefully we'll have more on what the plan looks like from the state that's coming out on the 13th, and what we will be doing in Western New York, basically, not just North Tonawanda, to address that. BOCES is part of the area, so yes, that they're all part of the plan to do that. So when we develop a plan in Western New York, the BOCES will be part of it as well. So take care, and we will see you all soon, very next week. Please share this video so others can get this information and update to know that mid-July to end of July is when we'll be getting our plan. So take care.